Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another edition of my Team Selector ahead of tomorrow night's clash with Manchester United in the League Cup at Stamford Bridge. Is it a chance for revenge? That is the hope going into tomorrow night. So much has changed since the opening game of the season. For both clubs, the form, the feeling around both clubs, and it's amazing even in this short period how much can change within football. And how much this team under Lampard has developed since then. So let's hope tomorrow can be a good night, another good night, keep the winning run going. It's going to be interesting though because rotation is very much expected. Lampard in his pre-match press conference stressed this. The fitness of some of the players. There are some players within there who have played a lot of football, and when you look at the amount of changes we've made recently, not very many. So there are going to be some players who I expect to drop out who just need a rest, because when you think about it, we've got Watford away on Saturday night, then Ajax at home next week, and then Crystal Palace at home. So not as much travelling, but still a lot of games before the international break. And it's a chance for some of the fringe players to come back in. In relation to that press conference, no Kante, no Rudiger. The most annoying thing to me, and I think for a lot of people as well, is that journalists not asking about all of the injury concerns or doubts about a game. There was no update or no question towards Frank Lampard about Andreas Christensen, Ross Barkley. I think that's it. Pedro as well. His disappearance from the squad over the last couple of games. So we have no clarity on that, whether those players are ready or not. And I think it is interesting as well with Manchester United, how they set up, because they did get that win on Sunday against Norwich. I'm sure there'll be a hope that they can continue a good run and get on a winning streak themselves. But also some of the young players who might start in this game, like Chelsea, Mason Greenwood, Brandon Williams, I know has come into the side recently, James Garner, Chong. I think that's the majority of the players who have broken into the side this year. Axel Twanzebe, who I think is a decent player. So will they start as well? That's how Solskjaer, how is he going to approach the game as well? So it's going to be interesting. So for my team selector, this is one of the most challenging ones of the year, because there are a few players who I just don't know their availability. So I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1. Because it was the formation he used in the last round, and I just think in terms of rotation, giving players rest and also bringing in some players, I think a 4-2-3-1 might be the one that is utilised. Caballero in goal, this is really his best chance for minutes, and we do know he is a bit of a penalty specialist, so if it does go to penalties, you always back Caballero to save a couple, and let's hope that could be the case if it goes to that tomorrow night. Reece James, right back, a great chance for him to get a start, and I spoke about him in my Burnley review. Just really excited for him, and I think this could be another great opportunity to really announce himself, and especially if Aaron Wan-Bissaka is playing on the other side for Manchester United, it's a great chance for James to really prove himself in a game like this. Back to, I think one of Zuma and Tomori will feature here, just because I'm not sure about Andreas Christensen. If Christensen is fit and ready to go, then I think you could see both of those positions be rotated, but I just think one of them. So I'm going to go with Kurt Zuma like he was in the last round. And Mark Gurhey, I think, will come in. I just think, Tomori as well has played a lot of football recently, and Zuma as well. So one of the two, I think. I just go Zuma because he's a bit more experienced and he played alongside Gurhey last time against Grimsby. Emerson, I think, will come back in at left back. Great opportunity to get him some minutes after coming back from that injury. And in midfield, I think Billy Gilmore will come in for Jorginho. Jorginho has played a ridiculous amount of minutes for Chelsea this year. He is a regular. He's going to play a lot of games for Chelsea this season. And Billy Gilmore, it's another test for him. He done brilliantly against Grimsby, but he's going to have less time in this game. Obviously a higher level of opposition. No matter what Man United team goes out there, it's going to be a big challenge for him and a chance to really test himself again and prove himself. So I'm excited to see Gilmore in that midfield. I do think as well Kovacic will likely feature him in a midfield. Now, once again, like the back four, I think what you could see here, if Ross Barkley is ready, I think you could see a midfield three with Ross Barkley in it. But if it's not, I think it will be a 4-2-3-1. And once again, because I don't know the availability of Ross Barkley because of his injury, I'm going to go over 4-2-3-1 here. And the three behind the striker, I think Christian Pulisic, he is in amazing form at the moment. I don't know why you take him out of the team. He hasn't played as many minutes as some of the other players. Willian, I think, deserves a rest. So I think Christian Pulisic has got to be in this team and really gives you that threat going forward, as well as Callum Hudson-ODOI came off the bench on Saturday. So I think he'll start this game. And as well, I'm going to say Pedro. as some of you guys have asked me in the comments, what's happening with him, I'm not sure. I don't think it's an injury because Lampard didn't announce it as an injury recently. Maybe it could be just him dropping out the side, dropping out the squad. But I did hear somewhere it was personal issues. I don't want to too much speculation on it because I don't know. There hasn't been an official sort of announcement or word from Lampard. But let's hope he is back because that would give Frank another option to rotate. And Pedro is always decent for this type of game. So I think Pedro there. And Michy Batshuayi, I think, will start up top. Yes, Giroud, I spoke about in Let's Talk Chelsea, will want minutes. I think he'll be on the bench and maybe we'll get a chance to come off the bench. But Michy Batshuayi, you've got to give it to him. He scored, 2 goals in the last round. He scored the winner against Ajax. This is a big chance for Batshuayi to start against Manchester United and get himself maybe another big goal, maybe a big winner in the game. So that is my team. That is my team selector ahead of the game tomorrow night in the League Cup. Let me know your lineups in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Also hit that like button. Follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea, and I'll see you again.